Captain's video diary, day 1. I was at my cousin's wedding ceremony on her 5-star cruiser ship. Me and my cousin Johnny, completely drunk, decided to share a drink with the control panel of the ship. For some reason, the control panel didn't quite like it, and to show its disagreement, decided to literally catch fire. Now, I'm fairly sure it was 80% our fault, sure, but the other 20% was the control panels for catching fire. After that, I remember my cousin Johnny saying, and I quote, "I'll take care of this bitch." And then... black. Note to self, never let my cousin drive ships. The last few things I remember though, is going into a pod that I had mistaken for a toilet, and what I confused for toilet paper was in reality a big chunk of metal that went straight to my face. After waking up, with a hangover and a headache, I checked my pad to see what day it was, and to call someone to pick me up, but it started booting itself in emergency mode. And in the meanwhile, the computer informs me about a minor head trauma, which she considered an optimal outcome. I don't know who programmed this computer, but it surely wasn't a certified medic. But neither am I. I'm a survivor now. The last thing I remember before going to take a breath of fresh air is that all the systems were, to say the least, fucked. And once outside, I noticed the ship that my cousin should have taken care of. Additional note, never let my cousin drive ships if he's still alive. Otherwise, he's forgiven. And so I start my survival adventure. But, dear diary, I'm wondering something. Did I do anything to get hated on? Sure, I vomited in the captain's cap and didn't tell him. Sure, I shat in his cat's litter and blamed the cat. And maybe I left a couple of phallic objects in the studio, but in my defense I was drunk in all of those occasions, and I can't vouch for my drunken self. Man, I should stop drinking. But the point is, I'm asking this because I have no diving suit, no diving mask, no fins, no oxygen tank, no nothing. And I'm pretty sure all of these were part of the basic equipment of each pod. Anyway, I started adventuring outside, and the first thing I found were acid mushrooms. You can't believe how happy I was when I found them, and how disappointed I was when I found out that you can only use them to craft batteries. But I'm in an alien planet, so I don't want to experience the same things that happened on Vorg 166. So I'm gonna trust the computer on this one. While swimming, I spent a couple of hours looking at a peculiar rock, and out of frustration, I started punching it. And weirdly enough, materials came out of it. I'm not sure if I am super strong or if it is the planet that's weak. But after all, I'm a survivor, not a geologist. After punching rocks, thinking more than I did in a month, and swimming more than I ever did in my life, I started craving for munchies, but the only thing I found in that fucking pod were a couple of granola bars. Thanks, Obama! Luckily, the fabricator was still working, and when I downloaded what I thought was were instead blueprints of various stuff that now came in handy. I'm still sad about the though. Back on the ship, one of my favorite activities was going to the public pool, shit in a corner, and blame it all on my cousin's son. Unfortunately, there are no corners in the ocean, and I could not find a toilet in my pod. On the other hand, for some reason, the suit was equipped with a shit-to-heat converter, so I'm pretty sure I solved the problem with another problem. Dear diary, I might have lied a little about those mushrooms. To keep it short, I'm still trying to understand if the planet has a day-night cycle of about 3 hours, or if it is the mushroom's fault. The only thing I know is that I spent a couple of hours talking with the radio before realizing it was a repeating message. We all know the universe is infinite, that there are countless planets. But Lady Luck decided to put a strap on and fuck me over, so I ended up in the only one that's 99% water. And when I say 99%, it's because the other 1% is the ship burning outside. Do you want to eat? No, because water. Unless you like sushi. Do you want to go for a walk? No, because water. Unless you're Jesus. Do you want to drink water? No, because water. Unless you're a fish. So, being hungry and angry, I went out to try to find some fish to eat. Note to self, the fish swim faster than I can swing the fire extinguisher. After I caught the fish, I went back to the pot to cook it, but I also remembered I failed to cook 1-minute rice, so... Luckily, the computer told me the fabricator could also cook stuff, and when I tried to cook one of the fishes, the computer also told me one of them seems to have drinkable water inside, and that I should extract it. Now, diary, after reading the name of the fish, many ideas came to mind. And let's just say that what happens in the pod stays in the pod. At this point, I decided that the best plan would be to get out of this hellhole, because unless you like sushi, this is not the best place to be in. And so, dear Captain's video diary, by next time I'll share my thoughts with you, I will probably try to find some survivors. If there are any. Who knows, Johnny might still be alive! Or the captain, if he won't shoot me on sight.